So in the suck-up Olympics, the New York Times gets the gold for redefining lying as misspeaking. Dismissing President Obama's dishonesty is no big deal. He misspoke. Try and use that in a marriage. When I said I wouldn't cheat, I was just talking about dudes.
Oh
Misspeaking is when you say elephant instead of elevator. And Obama's lie is that elephant. In an elevator, there's no more room for anything else. But at least the Times admits Obamacare will not bend to individual need. Quote them, maternity care for those who will not have children is a sore point. It's more than a sore point, you sexist pigs. What if women had to pay for prostate exams or vasectomies or Bob's Viagra? He would be pleased, if not his exhausted partners. But for the Times, this idiocy is just one price you pay for universal coverage. We're just human speed bumps on the road to utopia. Obamacare is the hammer in this hammer and sickle. As Bill Maher notes, if it's for the greater good, as defined by him, of course, who cares if the president lies? Any student of history knows where that leads, and it's bad. Cuba bad, North Korea bad, East Germany bad. Oh, wait, I just realized for progressives, that's progress. Our bad is their good, where success is measured by government's grip on freedom. Finally, do you know what the Times picked as their cover story on health this Sunday? Broccoli. Yeah, broccoli. That's a big health scoop, which leads me to ask, does Obamacare cover getting your head out of your ass?
Not sure about that, but broccoli
does
is
Obamacare
delicious.
cover Viagra? Does anybody know?
I have no idea, but the fact is,
it's expensive,
the biggest story
Bob,
in health is Obamacare, and the New York Times in their special health supplement puts broccoli on the cover.
You know, it's the worst vegetable
No, it's not.
imaginable.
It's actually the best.
Oh, it's the worst.
I don't like Brussels sprouts.
I mean, it may be good for you,
broccoli.
but it's the worst possible thing.
Covered in cheese, Bob.
Oh, God,
everything
it's horrible,
in
man.
cheese is
Whoever
better.
eats broccoli's got to be out of their mind.
Kale is worse.
It tastes like turf from a football stadium. I mean, it's just horrible.
Is that worse than CBS News reporting that when 6 people signed up for Obamacare the first day, they called it off to a slow start?
Yeah.
Right? No,
That's just so crazy. Yeah, they don't care, but you don't understand. They have a loose relationship with the truth, and they like it like that. They're like, we're keeping it. We don't care. If we say it, then it's true. They don't care what the reality of the facts are. That's what's so disturbing about this. And why aren't more people upset and outraged about this?
Because they don't read the New York Times.
One of the things about it, although, if we're up, we'd have, as you know, single payer. I'll continue to say that.
Socialized medicine.
So that's fine, whatever you want to call it.
Well,
but the expectations of Obamacare are so low now, with everybody beating up on it so badly. I will guarantee you by this time in the spring, it will not nearly be as negative as people think it is because, A, not that many people will be affected by it, and secondly, these stories are going to run out. I mean, how many times are you going to run this?
There's no more bottom to it. It's so bad.
Oh, no, there's a bottom. Trust me, there's a bottom.
Bob, that's like saying in a year after Hurricane Sandy, we won't be talking about Hurricane Sandy as much.
Yes, that's correct.
You made a statement. You said not that many people will be affected by it. What do you mean by that?
Well, what I mean is that when they find out that the people who loot, well, you say 60 million. I don't buy into that number. I think there'll be a much smaller number of people who will, quote, lose their policies, and the people who do get new policies will get better policies.
And who's going to pay for it all?
Well, probably you, me. If we're up to me, it would be paid for by all of us together, collectively, as a family.
Correct.
I
think that the fact that the New York Times editorial, which is infuriating every single day of the week, but in particular on Sundays, that became a story in itself yesterday with people who are watching this talking about it all day long, and the public editor of the New York Times having to actually ask for an explanation from Rosenthal, which he got, and it's sort of half-baked. The media seems to not be willing to accept this lie. When the White House blamed the video for Benghazi, we were like the broken records. We were the only ones that were talking about that. They seem to be willing to accept that one. This one, not so much.
Yeah, I suppose if we got to if we had called him out first, would the media followed along? It had to be the other guys to get there first for it to be okay. It makes you wonder, though, Kimberly, what does President Obama have to do to be accurately criticized by the New York Times? Does he have to kidnap a busload of orphans?
Oh,
I mean, what does he have to do?
Why the children, Greg, please?
Because they deserve it.
No, listen, anything, it doesn't matter. You understand, this is the guy who puts out the most Predator drone strikes, yet he's the Nobel Peace Prize winner. Hello, they don't care. Reality doesn't match with their reporting. They don't care. They're not going to criticize the guy. But you're missing the point, Bob. He's not the king of peace in reality, but no one cares about what the truth is. They disregard it in its entirety, whether it's Benghazi, whether it's Obamacare, whether it's
How do you know his aides didn't tell him about the grandfather clause, and that's what he was using?
Right.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I do want to say that Obamacare is the one thing that's been able to unite the left and the right. There's actually bipartisan opposition to the current state of affairs. Where it goes from here, I don't know.
Do you know what has?
It'll be delayed. I'll guarantee you.
Yeah. Do you know what has grandfather clause? A really old cat.
Oh my goodness.